Every time you drive somewhere, Google Maps somehow knows exactly where the traffic is. Not just the obvious motorway queues, tiny country roads, random side streets, even traffic jams that only started a few minutes ago. Which is strange, because most roads don't actually have traffic sensors, so how does Google Maps know where millions of cars are almost in real time? Most people imagine traffic cameras, or satellites, or sensors hidden beneath the road. Those things do exist, but they couldn't possibly cover every street on Earth. Google's real traffic network isn't built into the roads, it's sitting in people's pockets. Google doesn't actually know where cars are, it knows where phones are. So, does Google literally track your phone? Sort of. If you use Google Maps with location permissions enabled, your phone can send anonymized or aggregated location data back to Google. One phone tells Google almost nothing. Maybe you've stopped for fuel, maybe you've pulled over. But when thousands of phones along the same road all slow down together, that's no longer a coincidence, it's traffic. One phone is just a dot, millions of phones become one enormous live traffic sensor. Except that creates another problem. Phones don't know they're inside a car, they only know they're moving. People carry phones while walking, cycling, on buses, on trains, even sitting in cafes. So how can Google possibly tell the difference? Partly through speed, partly through movement patterns picked up by your phone's sensors, and partly because it isn't just looking at one phone, it's comparing thousands of nearby devices moving together. Google isn't following one person, it's looking for patterns across an entire road. Which sounds incredibly clever, until someone decided to test it. In 2020, Berlin artist Simon Weckert filled a small wagon with 99 smartphones. Then he slowly pulled them down an empty street. There were almost no cars, but Google Maps suddenly coloured the road red. As far as Google could tell, dozens of phones had all slowed to a crawl, so it assumed there was a traffic jam. An empty street briefly became one of the busiest roads in Berlin. The experiment revealed something fascinating. Google wasn't really measuring traffic, it was measuring patterns of movement. But even that only explains what's happening right now. Knowing where traffic is actually the easy bit. The difficult part is knowing where traffic will be. Because by the time you reach the queue, it's already too late. So Google doesn't just watch today's traffic, it remembers yesterday's, last week's, thousands of Mondays before that. It knows one road usually flows freely at 6 AM, but slows to walking pace every weekday evening. Then it combines those historical patterns with live traffic using machine learning. Instead of asking what's happening, it's asking what's probably about to happen, which means Google can sometimes reroute you before the traffic jam has even reached you. Phones are only one piece of the puzzle. Google also receives road closures, speed limits, and construction updates from local authorities. Drivers report crashes, broken down vehicles, lane closures, and objects in the road. Many of those reports also come through Waze, which Google bought in 2013. Every source fills in another piece of the puzzle. Phones reveal what's happening, historical data predicts what happens next, and human reports explain why it's happening. So how does Google Maps know where millions of cars are? The surprising answer is that it doesn't. Not directly. Instead, it watches millions of phones, finds patterns no human ever could, combines them with years of historical traffic, and constantly predicts what the roads are likely to look like next. That's why it can often reroute you around traffic before you even know it's there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.